Case in point, out of a junction, 4-wheel drive. Oh my, absolutely. Hi guys, welcome back to CMD and another video. You join me in the Porsche 911 Carrera 4 GTS. I'm actually here on a bit of a test drive and a recce to experience a 4 GTS in the metal, because these cars are of interest to me. I'm a 992 owner, currently own a Carrera S. I've owned that car for over 2 years now. I've been ecstatic with it, make no bones about it, but the GTS is just that extra little bit more, isn't it? The 4 GTS in particular, just that little bit more capable, a little bit more sure from the 4-wheel drive. And obviously the GTS comes with additional power, bigger brakes. I'm looking at new infotainment system upgrades. Obviously Porsche are consistently upgrading these cars. And I'm in a bit of a quandary. I am at a point where I could probably come out of my Carrera S in half decent shape. Put down a good deposit on that car a few years ago now. And I'm looking at alternatives, and I've looked and looked and looked, and a large majority of the issue that I have at the moment is that I can't see past the Porsche brand. I've been out and filmed this car, so be sure to check out an actual review that I've just filmed. And I have to say I've been pretty impressed with it. I mean, on a day like today, firstly, just listen to it. Oh, just that rolling road. Case in point, out of a junction, 4-wheel drive. Oh my, absolutely no right to do that in this car. Just the level of grip, it's just like the Turbo S in that respect, it just puts it down. You can tell there's additional power, there's additional drive in comparison to the 2-wheel Carrera S. It's not night and day, okay? I'm not like, oh my god, this is so much more. It's 10% more, okay? There's 10% incremental improvements in pretty much everything this car does. From compliance of ride, I feel like somehow the chassis is stiffer, but the compliance is slightly better. I'm probably completely wrong. Please don't hate me, the internet. But that's just how it feels. I don't know if that's sort of steering feel. The PASM, I do not know how they've made it more capable and better at being stiff and sort of more compliant at the same time. It's just Porsche magic, it's just mental. But for me it's an interesting one because at the start of 2024, where we are today, depreciation is what I would call back to normal. Everyone's got a different take on that at the moment, but the market is most certainly going through a reset, and will probably be all the better for it. And there is a 992.2 due at the end of this year. Now the reality is that we're not going to see those into the market until the end of this year. You won't be able to get one until next year. Those will sell, be sold. Wouldn't be surprised if it was 2025 anyway. And then it will be early models first, so you won't get the whole range like we have today. I expected to like the car, let's be clear, okay, but I didn't expect to think it was this good. Depends where my car is, but I can't imagine it's where I would need it to be to warrant the change. And what I mean by that is we're probably looking about 30-40% difference, 30% difference in cost maybe. I don't feel like it's 30% more car right now, and there are definite improvements, make no bones about it. This thing is better than my Carrera S. It's both newer, fresher, updated, upgraded, but then it's more powerful, bigger brakes, better steering, 4-wheel drive. So it is more car, but for the price, I feel like it's a 10-20% increase for a 30-40% increase in cost. And actually, that just, for me at the moment, the man maths just, I can't make the man maths work. Money no option. Would I have one? Yeah, tomorrow. This thing is, for me, the perfect ground. You know, if you give me a GT3 Touring in manual, yeah, I would take it, but the reality is I'm not in that market and I haven't got that allocation. I would have to sell a lung and a kidney and a leg and a child to do so. I'm not saying I wouldn't, I'm just saying that's what I would have to do. I don't think it's good enough at the price point to see me out of the Carrera S, and that's mostly because of where I find myself in my Carrera S as well. Obviously that depreciation hit has made a difference on sort of where I stand as well, which isn't in a bad place, but it's not as good as it could be. So for me, I don't really see the desperate need to jump out of a 992 Carrera S into the GTS unless the numbers can be made, you know, what they can't be made into. Quite frankly, there's no magic wand for that. No matter how good Tom Hale and the team at Nottingham are, there's no magic wand for where I am in my car. So, and that's actually not a reflection on where we are right now. It's a reflection on how good a job they did for me when I originally bought my Carrera S when markets were high. I was in a position where I came out of my M2, which I was very fortunate to own, chopped that in and put a wacky great big deposit down on a Carrera S, which means my finance payments are so stupidly low that, yeah, it just makes no sense to change. Basically, that's just my personal circumstance. I know the guys would do a good deal if they could, but the reality is where I've put myself makes it very, very difficult, if not impossible. That being said, if money was no option, or I needed to make the change, or I felt like it was going to happen, I mean, I've been test driving quite a bit at the moment. Nothing has outperformed this from how special it feels, how cool it looks. The spec on this one in particular, I love it. Ice grey metallic is comfortably my new favourite colour. I do worry it will become the crayon of 2024, but quite frankly I wouldn't care. If it's popular, it's for a good reason. But for me, I think I'm sticking with the Carrera S. Just because of the financials. Well, you know, object, I'm taking this home, I'm telling Tom, I don't even want it washed. Just take my car away and put me in it, because wow, what a piece of kit. It's insane. I love it, absolutely love it. And it's just those little increments that just make it feel that little bit more special and capable. It's yeah, it's a beast. It's an absolute beast. On that note, huge thank you to Tom Hale and the team at Porsche Centre in Nottingham. Absolute treat to get out in this car, something I've been looking to do for a while, and they've been super accommodating as always. They are still, for me, the benchmark in service. I've never experienced service like I do at Porsche Centre Nottingham, not anywhere, not at a restaurant, not at anything, anywhere I can think of. These guys set the benchmark, and I would highly recommend them with confidence. On that note, or on that bombshell, to coin a famous car journalist, it's probably time to end. It's bittersweet for me. It reaffirms that I can't do it, even though I really might want to. And it's not worth the jump. But that doesn't mean it's not a ridiculous car. Maybe I'll go and see if Tom can do something. Thank you for tuning in. As you know, all the money that we raise is being donated to local, national and international good causes. Since launch, we've donated over £4,000 to local, national and international charities, and that's off the back of people like you watching videos like this. So if you like what you see, hit that like button, give me a subscribe, and fingers crossed I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.